Hello, Nerd Universe. We are back again because we never go away. No, because it's Wednesday again, and we try to do this once a week when we can. Uh, Tonight you just have Duchess Bobbi, Gul de Goon, and the Tank. Smurf is somewhere under a mushroom or a bridge or doing something inappropriate with someone he probably shouldn't be doing it with. So more power to you, Smurf. I hope we get to see it on your OnlyFans. And the King Goon,
he's in timeout.
Is drinking his way across the state of Texas.
Yeah, he's in timeout currently.
Again?
Yeah, it's easy to get in timeout when you're in Texas. They don't like you peeing on like national historical treasures. And you may have found like a Walker Texas Ranger statue.
So is it a new one? Because that would be, disadvantageous.
He's on Jared Padalecki.
Yeah, considering the news that broke this week.
That is the perfect intro into that, though.
Right. I think it's just Chuck Norris's beard that he peed on, to be honest with you. They don't take kindly to that.
No, not so much. But speaking of Walker, Texas,
yes,
and Jared Padalecki, news has broken this week that Jared Padalecki will be leaving Walker after season 2 to go over to The Boys for season 4 because he misses Jensen Ackles. I mean, and I get it. Like, after 15 seasons of working together, right? Like, they're each other's children's godparents.
Oh, yeah, they're best friends.
You know, like, they met their wives making Supernatural.
Yeah, they both killed Jared's wife on that show.
Yeah, which apparently she likes to bring up when they're having arguments.
Well, that's an ace, a hidden ace every single time. It's like, you killed me. And enjoyed it.
Like, this is not my fault. This is just what happens when you kill your wife. So,
but yeah, he's leaving Walker, which it was a show that was specifically made for him. They rebooted the series for Jared Padalecki, and apparently 2 seasons was long enough, and he no longer wants to be a Texas Ranger.
Well, I think it has nothing to do with the fact that he no longer wants to be the Texas Ranger. I think it has everything to do with the fact that he misses Jensen Ackles. And on The Boys, you get to swear and blow shit up.
Yeah, but in the same context, couldn't you do both? It's not like he's doing 15 movies and a bunch of TV shows. He's making one show.
Yeah, I see no reason why he couldn't do both, especially since, they seem to be airing on completely different platforms and at different times.
Well, and then Walker seems like a really easy shoot. Like, it's on a desert studio set in California. It seems like a really easy, isn't it? Like, that seems like an easy shoot for him. Like, he could...
You would think so.
Yeah. He could knock out a season and within a couple months, I'm assuming. I don't know. But, I mean, good for them, I guess. Hopefully, I'm trying to figure out who... God, if they're bringing him in, I'd want to know... I hope he's Tech Knight.
Well, they have not yet said who he's going to be.
Well, I want him to be Tech Knight. That would be pretty awesome, actually. He's an ear fucker.
That just makes me think of Scary Movie. Or no, it was not another teen movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was the wrong one.
No, that happened in Scary Movie. Remember the bathroom door, Ray gets his ear fucked.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Was it the first one or was it one of the 800 sequels?
It was either the first one or the second one. I can't remember.
Yeah, because I distinctly remember, the glory hole going into somebody's ear.
Yeah, they were in the random bathroom, and he puts his ear up against the hole, and then someone sticks their dick through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right before getting the knife through the.
But I was thinking that was Scary Movie.
It was a scary movie.
Okay.
I want to say it was
Yes.
2.
Plus, let's talk about it. Walker is so 2020. We're in 2022, almost 2023 now. We're
Yeah.
going to be working on Jogger here pretty quick.
Really? Really? Bad dad jokes?
Thanks, laughing.
Hashtag
Because I'm a dad. I'm a dad, and I wouldn't even tell a joke like that. That's why it's funny.
Oh my god. So today we sold some Pokemon cards.
Oh, yeah?
And
Yeah, just a lot of the bulk stuff.
Hmm.
to do so meant going out to Commerce City. And I did so with Mama Toaster. So shout out to Toaster Town. And Crouton and Crumb, their 4-year-old and their 2.5-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me their current favorite joke.
Uh-oh.
Why do bananas walk on bananas? To cross the banana bridge so they can eat the bananas.
That's horrifying cannibalism. All right.
That's what I said. But I heard that joke for a solid 20 minutes stuck in traffic.
Oh, by the way, there was a speakered part of that conversation, and apparently I am not allowed to get store credit for the cards that I bought, which is an absolutely great call.
What happened?
Yeah, the guy that was selling, that we sold the cards to is like, okay, you can either get store credit for these or I'll give you cashy money. And I was like, my fiance doesn't get that choice. We just take the monies. And the guy's like, but there's so many cards and he could have so much. I was like, no, stop right now. We are not having this discussion. There is a wedding to pay for, bitches.
Yeah, and you have to be a little bit proud of me because Astral Radiance pre-sales are already on Pokemon Center.
I'm surprised you haven't.
I was like this close to buying a booster box and a couple of ETBs today.
Do it. It makes you happy. If you buy a booster box and like 1 or 2 ETBs, that doesn't bother me. It's when you buy like,
go ahead.
Oh, Toaster, I love you, man. But dude, do you have a problem with Pokemon cards?
I wouldn't buy the booster boxes from Pokemon Center. They charge too much. ETBs are in line, but their booster boxes they sell for $25 to $30 over market.
Booster boxes that you get 2 extra packs.
The booster boxes are the same number. It's 36 packs. It's the ETBs that you get 10 packs instead of 8.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's worth it to pay for the ETBs. You usually get some kind of exclusive thing that's not in the retail version. With the booster boxes, there is no difference.
Oh, it did not. It's still in the car.
Oh, yeah. It's still in the car.
I got a Japanese from Toaster. I got a Japanese, looks like 1996 Slowpoke. That's a TSA 1 grade, which is pretty impressive because they don't usually grade anything that's lower than a 3 or a 4. And
well, they'll grade it, but it's hard to get that low and it still be intact.
Right. This card, he sent me the grading profile of it. This card is the only one of its kind.
That makes sense.
It's such a derpy card, but I love Slowpoke so much.
Oh, I got a Pokemon thing this week, actually.
What'd you get? Ooh. Oh.
That would be a French Brilliant Stars.
Yeah, Gul de Goon has one of those waiting for him out at...
Yes, he does.
Mom and Daddy's.
I'm really debating on whether or not I want to rip that or just keep it in the package.
I'm just gonna leave it. I have Brilliant Stars boxes right here. I don't
Yeah,
I'm keeping this because it's from France.
right, exactly.
When I got you the Japanese ones, you opened one and
Oh,
kept the other.
Yeah, there were 3 4-card packs, and I opened 2 of them and kept the other one sealed. So,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
and I still have a Brilliant Stars ETB that I haven't opened that I probably won't.
I've got 2 currently.
And I got some Shining Fates ETBs this week. We opened 2 of them. Got some pretty cool stuff out of it.
I've got 2 of those. I'm trying to get one of those drops that they've had at Walmart and Target recently. I want to grab a couple of those Darkness Ablaze ones.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you have to be.
I
Check
keep
out.
missing
Make sure,
them.
yeah, you have to know when they're dropping them.
Yeah, I've missed out on multiple drops in the last 2 weeks.
It's
But
crazy.
they've had Darkness Ablaze drops, and I'm like, damn it.
It is so cutthroat. It is crazy.
For $40 a piece still for Darkness Ablaze, I'm like, that's
not terrible.
Crazy low right now for Darkness Ablaze. But all right, that's enough Pokemon.
Okay.
We got a lot of Pokemon coming up in roughly 8 months, so we're good for now.
Yep.
Yeah, well, and then we'll have much Pokemon to discuss in September, if not sooner, because we'll be at All Seas.
Yes.
Because Toaster, Gul de Goon, and Tank will be getting a shared table space. So Knox Nostalgic Collectibles and Toaster Town LLC and
whatever the hell I want to call what I'm doing.
And Mark will be there under the banner of Purple Cat LLC because that one already exists and is in good standing with the IRS.
Yeah, I'll be bringing some interesting stuff for that.
Yeah, so
I'm already starting to pack up on stuff. Viewers might know these.
Oh, wow.
Limited run blind boxes. I have picked up a few in preparation for that in September already. So
yeah, we've already started putting stuff together for that. There's a whole shelf in the Toaster Garage just for the All Seas event.
Yeah, I got some Pokemon, some sports cards, some comic books, video games. I'm already building up a nice little collection of stuff just for September. So
yeah, we'll have some Funko Pops.
Yep. I'll probably have some other magic cards, all that kind of stuff.
So, all right, what else is going on in current events of the nerddom? And that is Moon Knight came out last week.
It was so good.
I've heard too many people take a dump on this show, and I don't get why. They're like, it's so slow moving, it's so blah blah, it's so boring. I'm like, no, it's not. Are you watching what's happening during these weird scenes? There's just weird stuff happening all constantly throughout the whole show, and I'm like, it's brilliant how they're setting the story up.
And yeah, that's exactly right, Tank. Because they do an awesome job in this episode. I guarantee you, there's not going to be another episode like this because you have to establish that Steven / Marcos Mark is an absolutely insane person. You have to establish that he is a notified loony. And
we have no idea what scene is him, what scene is a dream, what scene is Mark. We have no idea.
Right. And which Egyptian god is talking to him at which time. And you have to have that established in order to get what Moon Knight is all about. Otherwise, it just comes across as less funny Deadpool, or, like Deadpool Punisher type thing. And there's actually some Punisher comics with Moon Knight where they actually go after each other. And there's a really famous meme that's actually a real Moon Knight comic strip. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about. Yes.
Punisher and Moon Knight. And he's like, hey, you still crazy? Yeah. How are your dead parents? And that's a real comic strip. But you have to establish that Steven / Mark is an absolute basket case. And
the one they've been showing is the Deadpool one with him talking to Deadpool. What's up, Mark? I'm not Mark. I'm Steve. Oh, what's up, Steve? I'm not Steve anymore.
And Oscar Isaac just nails it. Oh my god,
Oh
he's
my
Yeah,
God.
the casting is really good.
So good.
So
The-
I went into Moon Knight not knowing any of the source material.
That's a
and
good thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was a little confused in parts that Mark was really excited about, but all in all, I really enjoyed it, and I'm super looking forward to watching more of it.
It is such a different story to tell.
You know,
It's not the classic woe is me superhero or just the, badass Superman superhero. He is the ultimate antithesis of a superhero. He doesn't know he's a superhero,
Yeah, he has no idea who he is.
No. And you figure that out very quickly that he's trying to, figure out what the hell's going on in his head. He has no idea he's missing 3 days out of the week. And oh my God, it's just so well played.
Well, and I love how, because for the longest time, and it's still somewhat of a thing that happens, people say he's Marvel's version of Batman. That's always been the cross to bear for Moon Knight, because they have some similarities in the comic books.
Right.
yeah, but I feel like Iron Man is way more Batman.
Same here. I've always thought that Iron Man is Batman, basically.
Dead
Just
rich
with a different
parents,
kind of
all that
suit.
stuff.
Yeah. Different kind of suit and different kind of intelligence, but very similar people.
Mhm.
But this episode, episode 1, they established this isn't Batman. It's not the same thing at all.
Oh no. He is a body inside of a body that is controlled by another body, and you get that right away. And he doesn't have the backstory of dead parents or anything like that. This is a completely different superhero.
Well, like that whole bit with the scarab,
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
right?
The street fight.
Yeah.
I love that.
Or when he's like, "Okay, here you go," and then like his arm, he's like, "I'm not doing that."
Yeah. Idiot. You're not doing that. Fight. Do not dare give away the scarab. And I love it how they follow that thought process and this almost dreamlike state that he exists in when he's walking through the museum and you see the reflection on the mirrors stop when he's continuing to move forward. So they're telling you there is more than one person here now.
Yeah. It's very it's pronounced but subtle with like little things that happen.
Well, and even when they tried to test him, when Ethan Hawke's character tries to test him, you have chaos inside of you.
Yeah.
You can't test him. He doesn't know who he's judging. He's judging multiple people at the same time. Essentially.
Well, and then some of the criticism I've seen is that the voice is like the symbiote from Venom.
Yeah,
and
I get that.
Venom is actually kind of a comically hilarious character in the movie. I think people are wanting the Egyptian god, which you don't know he's an Egyptian god yet, if you don't know any of the source material.
Yeah, if you know the source material, then you know who Khonshu is. If not, you don't know what's going on. You just know that there's another person inside his head talking to him.
Yeah, but the Venom thing, the symbiote is hilarious, and he's in the movies they make him more slapstick hilarious than he actually is in the comic books.
Oh yeah, he's way more dangerous in the comic books.
Yeah, and the Egyptian god is an Egyptian god. Like it's two completely different ballparks. So that criticism of it's just like Venom. No, it's nothing like Venom. This is a completely different story.
I can understand if you have no idea about the source material and your only knowledge of these characters is the movies and the TV show. Then I could understand maybe you're like, just another guy getting talked to by,
somebody who's controlling
intelligence. Yeah.
Right.
But it's a different kind of thing because he's in control. Eddie Brock is always in control.
Yep.
He can kick the symbiote out whenever he feels like it.
Yep.
And in this case, Steve has no idea what's going on.
He just knows that he just vanishes and comes up in a dream stage, and He's got the duct tape on the door and the sand around the bed. He just
And
knows
it's been reset, which means one of his people knows how to reset the room when he wakes up in the morning.
Yep.
So that's I'm loving it. I think it's such an interesting variation of that story, and they're focusing on what we're kind of being told is a mental illness that this guy has.
Yeah. Right. I'm interested to see what happens, and it's very, they don't talk about it much, but they make mention of it. I'm interested to see what happens with the fish. Kind of a fun little.
It's so random. Yeah, the fish.
Just like grows his fin back. It's a different fish,
Yeah, it has to be a different fish.
Just like I told you when you came in yesterday.
Yeah. It's a different fish. The fish doesn't just grow a fin back.
Right.
Well, and that's his whole point.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually very upset that his fish is no longer a one-fin wonder.
More than upset about the fish itself, he's confused. Like, how the hell did the fish grow its fin back and I not notice? How did that happen? I love when he wakes up in the field though and his jaw's jacked up. He had to pop it back into place and figure out how he ended up there.
Oh, I actually had to turn away from the screen and like do one of these numbers.
When he had to put it back in place?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you can blow shit up. Like, you can cut some dude's head off, and I'm chill. Right? You pop a joint back into place, I'm sorry, I get queasy.
Oh, well, in my spare time, I watch a lot of judo and stuff and jiu-jitsu fights, and that happens so regularly. I saw one today though that stopped me momentarily. I was like, oh. This girl got her elbow popped out of socket, and I was like, "Whoa!"
No, thank you.
Oh. No,
It was loud too. Sounded like someone chopping wood. It just, and I'm like, "Oh fuck!"
That is not a fun sound.
Well, between cheerleading and wrestling, and everything else in high school for me and my sisters, like, joints getting popped back into place was a normal thing.
Oh, yeah.
But the sound of a bone breaking and then popping through skin, that's one that never leaves you.
That one's an interesting one. That one's one you don't hear often. I've heard that twice, and it's that sounds gnarlier than just a bone breaking or a thing going out of joint. Yeah. When it's actually a compound fracture, that's a brutal sound.
Yeah, it was baby sister's 8th grade year. She was on the wrestling team.
Yeah, when she broke that dude's arm. Yeah.
Oh, you can just his forearm, and like the bone is up through. Oh my god!
So that's the kind of stuff that my dad likes. He loves watching the gruesome sports injuries.
We have that on video.
Oh man, he'd love.
Oh, that sounds like that guy's fault issue, not.
Oh, it was completely that guy's fault because he put his arm backwards to try to, brace himself to not get.
Yeah, you don't try and catch yourself with your limbs. Just take it on the back or the chest. And you'll be okay. Don't try and catch your weight.
Yeah.
Never try and catch your weight.
Okay, let's change topics entirely from the bone popping and go over to DC. And Batman has a series that'll be coming out. They've set the release date for, I believe it is spring of next year.
Yeah, it's May.
There you go. So the audio adventure of the Cape Crusader is coming out on Spotify May 5th. And Batman is played or voiced by Winston Duke.
See, I thought you said you were getting away from bone popping. Winston Duke, I mean.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yes, we have Winston Duke in a narrative story of Batman called Batman Unburied, where he will be playing the titular Bruce Wayne / Batman.
And this is a script written by the same guy who did the screenplay for Batman Begins and Batman versus Superman.
Yep. So people should, in theory, Batman, especially Batman Beyond, has such a huge cult following that I'm assuming this is going to get a decent amount of traction once it actually hits.
I didn't watch very much of Batman Beyond when it was out. I watched a little bit and I liked
Oh,
it.
no, this is Batman Begins, right? Oh, it's Goyer, so it's Batman Begins.
Right.
Oh, not Batman Beyond. Okay.
Yeah,
Not
no,
Batman
Batman
Beyond.
Begins and then Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. So this
Yeah, I
is
got
this
those.
guy's third Batman.
Yeah, that
Dawn of
Oof.
Justice was not good.
Batman Begins was amazing.
Batman Begins was great.
Yeah.
But Batman Dawn of Justice was less than impressive.
There's multiple reasons that movie did not work.
Ben Affleck?
No, because I can't blame it on Ben Affleck. He catches a lot of shit for his Batman stuff, but he was actually pretty good. Especially as Bruce Wayne. He was really good as Bruce Wayne.
He was very good as Bruce Wayne. And anybody is better than Clooney as Batman.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
If we were to rank Batmans from worst on up, Clooney is definitely my least favorite Batman. And not just because his movie sucked.
No, he wasn't a good Batman. But I mean, since they're taking and doing it as a narrative, which is pretty cool. I actually like that this is kind of becoming a thing again, where they're doing these narrative stories. You know, you don't have to make spend millions of dollars on video production. You can just tell a story that's interesting. It's kind of cool to do it in this method.
It's
honest.
kind of like the old radio shows.
Exactly.
Right. It's
Which if
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just going to say it reminds me of like the Sarah Jane Smith stuff with Doctor Who. And there's a lot of audio adventures with Doctor Who where they fill in the gaps on like, the ninth Doctor and the eighth Doctor and the seventh Doctor who don't really get a lot of airtime. So they're going back and telling some in-between stories on those. They come out with those basically graphic novels that are long podcasts, 2 or 3 times a year, and they're awesome. And plus, there's so many people that listen to podcasts now, like just doing work. It's just
That's what I do.
Yeah,
that's what I'm usually doing is listen to podcasts when I'm working. Whenever I get a chance, I'll just throw something on I haven't heard yet. So this definitely gets my attention. So,
I was going to say something on the Doctor Who front. We just covered that. Was it earlier this year or was it end of last year?
Are you talking about when they did the story with Eccleston?
Yeah.
I believe that was the end of last year.
All of the 2020s are blurring together.
It's all kind of one long year that's stretched out over the last 2.5 at this point.
Yeah. And then on the podcast front, My Brother is an Idiot, the show featuring Gul de Goon and King Goon, as well as 2 other members of their family. Tank got a special call out on the show that was just released earlier this week.
Oh, yeah?
So, because he will occasionally guest host or guest star, as it were, on that podcast.
I have not caught that episode yet. It's on. When did it?
Yeah, it released yesterday, Monday.
It was Sunday night or Monday morning.
Okay.
I will tell you that producer Dipshit's basketball takes are probably the greatest thing we've ever done.
I laughed so hard I almost peed myself.
Are they problematic or are they just goofy?
Yes.
Okay.
The thing is, she's trying to learn basketball.
Yeah, she
is a diehard hockey fan.
Yeah.
And she's trying to understand basketball. So at one point, she's talking about penalty shots instead of free throws.
Same thing.
Right.
Kinda.
And she
and she doesn't like that there's not as much fighting in basketball, even though there should be.
we went to the game yesterday, and she was absolutely blown away when.
Oh, you guys went to the
we
Nuggets
actually
game?
went. It was a fun game, even though they lost. I know this isn't a sports podcast, but
Well, they have been.
she was absolutely blown away that the coach could actually get a foul.
Yeah.
Technical. She was just like beside herself.
That happens with some regularity.
Yeah, Malone's good for a technical a week or two.
Usually at least one a week, yeah. He
Anyway.
likes to argue a lot.
He does.
He likes to threaten people.
He hates referees.
Yeah, but the episode is called Milty Returns, I Want a Pool Noodle.
Yeah. And then the pool noodle is part of the basketball thing.
Go ahead.
She's watching an old game. This is what from '96.
Yeah, it was the '99. It was the last time the Nuggets were in the finals outside of the bubble.
Right, and she's like, and they're handing out pool noodles to the crowd. Like the big clapper deals. And so the episode is called Milty Returns because Milty's back, and I want a pool noodle. We almost bought her a pool noodle when we were at the dollar store the other day.
Oh,
still might.
If the Nuggets get their, 3 of their top 4 players back before the playoffs, they might have a chance of doing something.
We'll see.
That's a problem because it's basically been joke. And they have had no Porter. They've had no, Murray. They haven't had their 6th man for the last 2 months.
Yeah. You can tell Joker's tired.
Well, he's probably going to win MVP. I mean, he's basically dragged this team to a winning record at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So, but, yes. I'm going to have to catch that, though, because that sounds entertaining to me. Did she have anything to say about the national championship game?
We didn't talk about that because we actually recorded the episode about a week and a half before the national championship game.
Oh, okay. I would love to hear if she watches that.
About it that may still happen on the next show.
That I'd say let her see what happened in that game. Fill in some background information on UNC is one of the most dominant big men in the nation. They out-rebounded Kansas by 30, I think, and lost, which is basically impossible. So it's pretty impressive how that game ended up.
All I know is that Mama Sue was very happy because KU is Great Big's team of choice. And so because Grandpa was cheering for them, so was Mom.
I actually picked them to win. They were my winning team over UNC. I actually picked that.
No, I had them in the Final Four, but I can't remember. I think I had Arizona winning, so I was screwed.
Oh, see, the problem is I got my ass kicked in the early rounds, so I wouldn't have. My bracket got destroyed early, but I did have Kansas over UNC in the final.
My Facebook timeline was full of people, and I know that none of these people actually went to KU because Kansas is in Lawrence, Kansas.
Yep.
But they were all talking about the president of the NCAA who goes out and presents the trophy.
Kansas City Jayhawks.
Says, we've got all of the fans here, and this trophy is for you, the Kansas City Jayhawks.
Yeah, I loved that so very much.
Kansas isn't even in Missouri, and Kansas City's not even in Kansas. Like, how did you screw this up?
There's a Kansas City, Kansas.
Like, I've done this before. It is so Kansas City's like, here's the camera, this big, and KCK is like that much big.
It's the smallest part. But there is a KCK.
Right, the Kansas City Jayhawks. What a jackass!
I will say this though, that may have been slightly intentional. Most people, I don't know how many people actually know this. Sorry, we're getting into sports talk here, but
yeah,
it is actually kind of relevant. He despises Bill Self, who is the coach of KU.
Right.
KU is currently being investigated for improper paying players, essentially, prior to that rule going into effect last year.
Right.
They've been under investigation since 2019. And they haven't found anything that they can directly slam them for. This guy hates Kansas. So the fact that he had to hand them the championship trophy while they're currently under investigation by him probably pisses him off a lot.
Yeah.
So, so I'm sure that may have been on purpose, to be honest, because he hates that fucking team.
It's not the player's fault.
No, it's the coach's fault, but he's still their coach. So
I know. I'm just saying, like, give the players the credit that they deserve.
And you want to talk about corruption, and this is going down another rabbit hole, but you want to talk about corruption. The NCAA is probably the most corrupt organization on the planet. They make billions of dollars off of this tournament every year, and
they make billions
don't
off
give the players a fucking dime of it.
Yeah, they're now able to accept financial contracts starting
Right.
this year.
Yeah,
but the
financial
NCAA
contracts aren't from the organizations themselves.
Nope.
They're all from sponsors.
Private sponsors. They cannot accept anything from the university still. But yeah, college sports is especially basketball and football, billions of dollars, billions and billions and billions of dollars, and a lot of it goes to the NCAA. The guy who created the NCAA hates the NCAA at this point because of how corrupt they've become and how much of a dictatorship it's basically become, that they can do whatever they want to players, coaches, teams without any observation or anything like that.
Right.
NCAA may be one of the most corrupt agencies of any type ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are brutal to people. We had a guy that played for CU, and he was also a world-class skier.
Jeremy Bloom.
He was not allowed to participate in the Olympics if he was still on the roster for CU. He was a receiver.
Yep.
Now, keep in mind,
he was much more famous as a kick returner, but yeah, he was a receiver as well.
Well, yeah, but that's what he was technically on the roster as a receiver. But he had to leave the team and then sue the NCAA to return after he competed in the Olympics because he was getting sponsor money to participate in the Olympics.
Yep.
Yeah. They're a trash organization, and they deserve to burn as quickly as possible.
Agreed.
All right, let's talk about another dumpster fire.
Uh-oh.
And that would be Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore. Technically, it does not come out until next week.
Yeah.
However, it is already getting some of the worst possible reviews.
Oh, yeah. The early reviews are just awful on this movie.
One of my favorite direct quotes is, "There is nothing fantastic about this movie. The story is dull, the characters are duller, and it is visually unimaginative. There are no actual secrets of which to speak of."
Which makes sense, because anybody who's read the books and watched the first 8 movies, what possible secret could they reveal about Dumbledore that we don't know? Unless he's Jack the Ripper, no one's going to be surprised.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, you know what?
Go.
I was going to say, we do have a viewer who says that they can't wait to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's lovely. I will probably watch it when it hits HBO Max.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it, but just because I saw the first 2 and I kind of want to see what happens with the one dude who apparently has magic powers now, finally.
Yeah.
So, but there isn't any secrets that you can reveal about Dumbledore at this point.
Maybe he's a transformer.
That'd be awesome if that was the case. Yeah.
Well, and see, the thing is, like,
maybe he's Batman.
Maybe he's the original Power Ranger.
He's the Green Ranger that turned into the White Ranger.
Yeah.
And that's why there was originally a green candle. That's why the green candle burned down lower than any of the other colors. And he had to go from green to white. Because all of the other colors, they were fine. It's just green got fucked.
Yeah.
I was going to say something and then I went off.
Maybe
Tonight
he's
show!
Yoda. Maybe it's Yoda.
Tangents!
You know, he could be Grogu.
Isn't that supposed to be in the future, though? Isn't that our future, or is that our past?
That's the past. Star Wars is, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember what I was going to say. Fantastic Beasts should have been a one and done movie. The second one doesn't make sense as a Fantastic Beasts movie.
Oh, because it's not. Mostly.
Right, but it's still being part of the Fantastic Beasts, same characters, whatever. But it should have been a one and done because the first movie was really good. Like,
yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
You really get to understand Newt Scamander and the fact that he's referenced in the original 7 books, as writing the book Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. If they had wanted to go into more detail about that whole thing, they could have talked about how he collected all of these animals and how he got removed from the Ministry of Magic and how he ended up having a relationship with Dumbledore, who is a professor and not the headmaster at this point. And there's a lot they could have told on Newt's story, but instead they're like, hey, everybody likes this schmuck, let's make a trilogy because J.K. Rowling needs more money.
And that's the biggest thing. You're 100% right. If they would have kept it to this storyline of Newt Scamander and him writing the Fantastical Beasts textbooks and all that, and you could have told an interesting story here and just have him explore different areas and blah, blah, blah. But instead, this became, oh, well, he's interesting and all. But you know what's really interesting? Grindelwald and Dumbledore's relationship. It's like, no, it's not. We kind of know what happened. We were told what happened
in the final book.
In the books, like they pretty much lay out what his history and their history together. So it would have been a lot more interesting, like you said, if they would have just stuck with the Fantastic Beast and create a storyline there, and they could have done that, and it would have probably been a lot more entertaining and probably would have pissed a lot less people off, to be honest.
The story I'd like to see told from the Harry Potter universe is that of the founders. Rowena, Ravenclaw, Helga Hufflepuff, Salazar Slytherin, and Godric Gryffindor. That is a story I want to see told.
Yeah, which we got bits and pieces.
Something we already know everything.
Yeah, and we got bits and pieces of their backstories during the last couple books, but you could go really in depth on like how they started the school and how they met each other, how all of that happened, why what exactly happened to Rowena leaving and Salazar leaving and why that happened.
Absolutely, I really like the fan theory about the 4 founders being being the what's the last name? The Percival children from Narnia.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
Right. Edmund being Salazar Slytherin.
They never went back through the door.
Well, no, they went back.
Or they went through a different door. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's still, in England.
Mm. That's kind of cool.
Right. And so I like that fan theory.
I don't know if you'd be able to.
It's like Peter is Godric Gryffindor, Susan is Rowena.
That's kind of a fun.
And then what's the youngest's name?
Oh Oh, I can't remember.
Anyways, and then the baby sister is the Hufflepuff.
Might be kind of difficult to talk C.S. Lewis into doing that, though.
Oh no! Like, there's no way. Being is how all of the Chronicles of Narnia are semi-religious texts.
Well, and just I think isn't C.S. Lewis dead?
That's
I'm
what
pretty
I was
sure.
checking.
I was just gonna say
Yeah, he's been dead for like 50 years.
I was,
70 years.
I was
1963.
I was implying his estate, the C.S. Lewis estate, not him as a person.
Well, I didn't know, so I had to look it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure he's been dead for a while. Those are some old books. They're older than people think they are.
And yet they're still constantly referenced, and new versions of the films are made every couple decades.
Yeah, well, those most recent versions were, I'd rather read the books again. I like the book.
I liked The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't terrible, but
What about Dawn Treader?
No.
Because that's the one I'm talking about right now.
Yeah. Again, that could have been a one and done.
Yeah.
But they screwed up so bad that,
They could have told the whole story and just made it better. It's a really good series. I mean, yes, obviously you have the Christianity, references basically throughout the entire thing, but I mean, take it in the context of it's all mythology anyway, so why not just enjoy the story? True. If you read the Bible as a mythology, it's a pretty interesting story. There's some super creepy stuff that happens.
There's some awful, awful things that happen. In the Old Testament, God is kind of a dick.
That is getting a hashtag. Hashtag God is a dick.
He made some very devastating decisions for the people of Earth.
Oh, dude, right away, too. Like, hey, Abraham, you want to go kill your son to prove your love to me?
I was talking about him, flooding the world,
Yeah, like, well, there's just so much. Like, so much in that mythology that God's
turning Lot's wife into a pillar of salt.
That was technically not God. Technically, that was an angel. But it was on the orders of God, but technically.
Semantics.
The fiery pillars of salt coming from the heavens, yes.
Oh, motherfucker, what? You want to eat an apple?
You are now doomed for eternity.
To have kids now because you just ate that apple, bitch.
That more is why I have to be on so much birth control, even though I'm fixed.
She can't have an unpainful birth because she ate a fucking apple.
Mm-hmm. Your entire species is fucked because of that apple. Just
There is some, Bible historians who say it's a fig.
Yeah, that it wasn't an apple; it was a fig tree. Which
either way, that's even worse.
Which would make more sense given where the story takes place, but
exactly
doesn't make it any better.
It's also why Jesus' birthday probably wouldn't be in December; it'd be in like July. But whatever.
I'm not talking about the pagan crossover.
Hashtag pagan crossover. And by the way, Jesus is not a zombie. He is not a ghost. He's a lich.
Yeah. Technically, yes. He's closer to a vampire.
But we'll get into that next week because that's when.
Next week on Heresy 101.
There's the movie we need. Jesus Vampire Hunter. We already got Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Let's get Jesus Vampire Hunter.
God, that movie was so good.
I would watch Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter.
Yeah. I would. I'm gonna write Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter. Let's see if I can get away with it. See if
awful ideas for movies. We were flipping through Prime the other day, and they had
Vampire Hunter. Sorry,
Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter.
Oh no, it's gonna be totally done in the
with a cross. What?
It's gonna follow the music of what was that? Joseph and the
Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yeah, I'm gonna reuse that music to write the music for Jesus
go,
Christ
go,
Vampire Hunter.
Go, kill.
Andrew Lloyd Webber won't mind too much.
You know what?
I wasn't gonna ask, to be honest.
Musical was co-written with Jack Black.
All right, well,
I think he's more of a badass than people give him credit for.
I said he won't mind too much. He's like 155 years old these days.
That's true. And he's a knight.
Yeah. Sir.
Oh, he'd be cool with it then. If I tell him that, I said, we're going to tell this story. And it's going to be Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter, and it's going to take place in 1800s.
He'll probably even write you like original music.
Yeah. And it's going to be 1800s in New Mexico.
Excuse me, upstate New York. That way Jesus can be there and, with the golden plates and everything.
Why am I
Oh, that's what we'll do. We'll have him put the plates out, and we'll have him kill Jack the Ripper. And let's go.
Fantastic. I'm loving this movie plot.
I'm down.
Didn't you and your brother try to write a movie about curling?
We tried to write a movie about curling. We also are working on a comic book for my sister. It's called Ginger, the Soulless Soul Saver, where she is so depressed about the fact that she is a ginger and has no soul that she goes around and saves other people's souls.
That sounds like God power
like
too.
The Blade thing, like he's a vampire that kills vampires.
Yeah.
This is like the reverse, it's got that whole like Constantine feel to it.
I think we might have some crossover appeal here.
Yeah. Vampire Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter meets Ginger the Soulless Soul Saver.
Oh yeah. They're hunting the same people.
Hold on to your butts.
We got a whole movie series going now.
Yeah, we got something here.
J.K. Rowling could suck it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Fuck your stupid wizards. I have Jesus.
Transgender.
Yes, that's the thing. I mean, we gotta go as like blasphemous as possible on this, right?
Really?
Might as well. I'm gonna call Kevin Smith and see if he wants to bring this into the Dogma universe.
Jesus used to be Jesse, just short for Jessica.
Yeah. There you go.
I think this is fantastic.
They just got the translation wrong. Yeah.
We are fucking brilliant. This is gold. Hey, Mama, just remember that you love all of us.
That puts a brand new twist on the Mary Magdalene story, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The real reason Jesus wouldn't fuck her is because he didn't have a ding-a-ling.
Yeah, there's a lot of those Gnostic Gospels that actually tell the story of Jesus as a father with Mary Magdalene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they tell some interesting stories.
The whole
Da
Vinci Code thing, in the descendants of Christ.
The Gnostic Gospels are fantastic reading. Man, those are really good.
Isn't that what is it, the Gospel of Timothy? Isn't that one of them that when he killed the kid?
Yep. They
say that Mary has her own gospel.
Yeah, there is a book of Mary. There's actually a book of Mary Magdalene too.
Yes.
There's a book of Judas Iscariot.
Yes.
There's a ton of them. They're great.
Book.
Squeaky bone. Bad face dog.
Okay, we have tangented the fuck out of tonight's show.
Where are we at? I don't even remember at this point. We were talking about Fantastic Beasts, right?
Yes. But let's just go ahead and we will tie a big motherfucking bow on tonight's episode with the announcement of Picard season 3 casting. And they have said that we're going to be getting Michael Dorn, LeVar Burton, Jonathan Frakes, Gates McFadden, Marina Sirtis, and Brent Spiner all next season.
You know whose name is noticeably left off of that list and makes me very sad?
I know, baby. Cole Meany.
Cole Meany. Once again, my boy, O'Brien, gets shit on. Always the guest star, never the star. So sad. I'll bet they actually bring in what's her name too?
Keiko?
Yeah, Keiko O'Brien. We should bring Keiko back. She was awesome. What was her husband's name? He was all right too.
Oh man, that's interesting. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, if you're gonna wrap this show up, you might as well wrap it up by getting everyone a little payday on the back end, right?
Yeah. And there is an article that was released. Was it last week before last?
Mm-hmm.
Explaining why in Next Gen, young Guinan is played by Whoopi, but in the Picard universe, young Guinan is played by some other bitch. It's because Whoopi got old, but
Well, I mean,
they actually
They
explain
explained the
it.
pothole. Yeah. The producers came out and explained it.
Oh.
They're like, so it's not just that Whoopi is old. It's that.
It's because of the alternate universe theory. It's the
Ah.
alternate timeline theory.
And in the alternate universe, she has a different face.
Yeah, but how does she have a different age?
Well, in the alternate, in the other Whoopi, or the other Guinan is in the 90s.
Okay, so that it's a time travel little thing going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Guinan in present day Picard, or their present day,
Yes.
is actually played by Whoopi.
And then there's one that's from 30 years ago that is the other chick.
Yeah.
Whose name I can't remember. But Ito, I think. Something like that.
Yeah. So
No, I do
That's
have
kind of cool. I guess that's a good way to explain it. Is that she is an alternate universe version time traveler kind of thing.
mm-hmm.
Now, this was brought to my attention the other day, and this was on the internet. This number that you call, listen to this.
Hello, you have reached the Q Continuum. We are unable to get to the phone right now because we are busy living in a plane of existence your feeble mortal minds cannot possibly comprehend. Furthermore, it's pointless to leave a message because we, of course, already knew that you would call, and we simply do not care. Have a nice day.
Okay. That's super random, but all right.
It's a number that's going around the internet right now. It's pretty awesome little message.
Q is in this season of Picard, and that's why they have to time travel and fix Q's fuck ups.
Yeah, and apparently Q is like sick too. He's not doing great. he rambles a lot, and he's not mentally all there.
He never has mentally been all there.
Oh no, but he's completely crazy now.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I've watched as much of it as you have.
Yeah.
That makes it more entertaining.
A bit. So, all right. Any last minute thoughts before we say adieu?
Last thing I think would be the Ghostbusters series.
Oh yes.
They're doing a series follow-up to Afterlife. It will still be Jason Reitman, thank God. And it will star looks like most of the people from the cast from Afterlife, if not all of them, plus introducing Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Ghostbusters and Rocky.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm all in.
So cool.
We'll see if it's real or not. I'm hoping it is.
Well, this has been there's been kind of the thing floating around that there was going to be a new series. So I guess it makes sense.
Means that the Dwayne Johnson aspect.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting, but he does everything now, so
that is also true.
Him and Ryan Reynolds rule all things.
Yeah.
And apparently, shoot, now I'm not going to think of his name. The guy who plays all the voices on everything now.
Alan Tudyk.
No, he's Mario and he's Sonic. The guy that's the new Mario in the new Mario movie coming.
Isn't that supposed to be Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah.
is he making something else I don't know about?
He's just in everything. So
Oh
there's
yeah,
there was
he is.
running
He's in a
joke
lot of
on-
it too. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a running joke on April Fool's that he was voicing the new JoJo. There was a running joke that he was like anything that you could think of, the internet was taking it and running it with.
Yeah, I'm still gonna say the guy who voices everything is Alan Tudyk. The man went to Juilliard and gets paid $1 bajillion to make chicken noises.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
You know who should voice everything? Keith David.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Keith David.
If there was an opportunity to have a voiceover in my life, I would choose Keith David as my.
Somewhere Keith David just woke up and went, "Huh?"
Exactly. I would love that. A lot of people choose Morgan Freeman. No, I want Keith David.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's the more gangster version of Morgan Freeman.
I would not pick Morgan Freeman because I feel like there needs to be more swearing in my voiceover.
Exactly, Keith David.
I always thought of gosh, no, I'm not going to think of his name. My brain is just not in a good. Henry Rollins would always be a good one for a voiceover.
Oh, that'd be so interesting. Yeah.
He's not afraid to swear.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. That's an interesting outside of the box one right there, Henry Rollins. Goes from super hyper to creepy psycho very quickly.
Right?
All right, and I'm pretty sure that super hyper to creepy stalker, it pretty much wraps up this show in one sentence.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us. Find Nerds That Know on basically any social media platform other than TikTok as Nerds That Know. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Follow Knox Nostalgia Collectibles. Also on the Book of Faces. My Brother is an Idiot on what is that? Twitch, Twitter, and other things. Or look on Facebook for my your guys are Goon Squad on everything.
It's at the Idiot Goons.
Whatever. He has a podcast too, and it can be amusing, but they talk a lot of sports.
Also, don't forget to check out El Pikachu.
Yes, on the Twitter, he's the El Pikachu on the Twitter. This would be the super creepy crocheted stuffy that Gul de Goon got several months ago from some of his employees. He now goes on adventures and takes pictures.
What was the stick figure or no, Flat Stanley? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Kinda
basically
like
the same thing.
It's Flat Stanley, but El Pikachu.
So kind of creepy.
Creepy, a little bit devilly,
You know, there are definitely like some pictures where it's just like Pikachu's ears, and you can like see him creeping on like some chicks in the background.
Yeah.
He takes a great selfie.
He takes an awesome selfie.
That's fantastic.
So find us on all of the various platforms. Like, follow, and share. And we'll see you again next week.
Gene Mingo.
Bruh.